Welcome to a special edition of SVG-TV News for Wednesday, September 28, 2016. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. A tropical storm warning is in effect for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Tropical storm conditions sustain winds of 39 to 73 minutes per hour are expected within our area. At 2 p.m., the center of Tropical Storm Matthew was located near latitude 13.6 north and longitude 61.3 west, or about 20 miles north-northwest of mainland St. Vincent. Gradual strengthening is expected on the forecast track. The center of Tropical Storm Matthew is passing to the north of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. However, significant amount of activity is still east of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Expected conditions, tropical storm conditions, will spread across our islands this afternoon into tonight. Pockets of moderate to heavy showers, periods of rain, thunderstorms, and gusty winds will occur. Rainfall accumulations of 4 to 8 inches, 100 to 20 millimeters are possible, with higher amounts likely in mountainous areas. Flash floods can be expected in low-lying areas. Seas expected to be very rough in open waters will swell of 4 to 6 meters. The St. Vincent and the Grenadines Met Services will continue to operate from the Emergency Operating Center, the EOC, at Nemo. Residents in flood-prone and mountainous areas should take precautions against flooding and land slippage. According to the Met Office, sea swells can deteriorate, especially around high tide times. The next high tide is expected at 3:38 p.m. and then at 4:41 a.m. on Thursday. Small craft operators should have already secured their boats. A high surf advisory is in full effect for dangerous and life-threatening swells, and surf all across St. Vincent and the Grenadines should be on their alert. And a call has been made for Vincentians to take the necessary precautions in order to protect themselves and their property. This call was made by Acting Prime Minister Montgomery Daniel as he made an address today on the radio to update the nation on the approaching Tropical Storm Matthew.
It is now at a stage where it is considered a storm, and it is now named Matthew. So with Matthew approaching St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it means therefore that there are going to be increased wind speed. So therefore the wind will intensify its action. Rainfall will intensify, and we are expecting some 4 to 8 inches of rain during the passage of the storm Matthew. And there are going to be increase in storm surges. So therefore, the National Emergency Unit now goes into high gear.
Daniel says Vincentians need to take the necessary precautions at this time.
We are asking, therefore, that all take the necessary precautions for their own safety and protection. For all those who are living in low-lying areas, we do urge that you head towards the shelters that has been identified as shelters for this country. We urge all fishermen to pull their boats as high as possible to try and save them from the high surges. And generally speaking, we want all to stay in tune with the radio stations so that they can always be updated as to what is new information.
And the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment has activated its emergency plan for impending disasters. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment, Louis Deschamps, revealed this during an interview earlier today with SVG-TV News. The ministry held a discussion on plans of action in light of the approaching Tropical Storm Matthew. Deschamps stated that the plan outlines the status of all healthcare facilities, the services that will be available, and the progress of the rollout.
So we could know what we needed to do at the point and who should be doing what. because all of this is a part of the plan, an integral part of the plan. And we took the decision yesterday afternoon that we would close the clinics today. All day today, that's the district clinics. And then this morning, when we had some word that, that there was some potential improvement, we said that we would only entertain emergencies at the district health centers, the clinics. And all elective surgeries at Milton Cato Hospital and the outpatient clinic, those are offered today. And this is something you have to do when you have a hurricane, a tropical storm, or some event which requires us to apply emergency measures. And people need to understand that.
Dishong also advised persons to store their medication safely and reminded nurses assigned to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital to report to work earlier than normal.
Well, if you're diabetic, if you're hypertensive, if you're whatever, once you take a medication, secure your medication in a plastic bag or a Ziploc bag, so that in the event that you have to leave home, you can take that with you and you know where to reach for it. And if your medication is stored in a refrigerator, for example, you need to ensure that it remains refrigerated and that you keep the refrigerator closed in the event that there is a power outage. We continue to staff know what is required. I just sent out a public service announcement to let the nurses at Milton Cato Memorial Hospital who are required to be on the evening shift to come in at 1 o'clock instead, because we have to put measures in place, and those who are required to be on the night shift to come in at 5 o'clock instead. And this is important.
Dishong also advised persons to listen for media advisories and remain vigilant until all clear was given by the relevant authorities.
And what we could urge persons to do is just what is being urged by the other entities, get your water, make sure you have sufficient water. If you don't have a tank, that is, I suppose. And following this event, we will be able to distribute water purification tablets if there is a need for that. And I believe it is important for us to sit the persons to continue to listen to the various radio stations for the updates and to the updates by the NEMO, by the National Emergency Management Organization office, and also they could monitor the regional news updates.
And the Central Water and Sewage Authority cautions that it may become necessary for it to once again shut down its water supply systems during the passage of Tropical Storm Matthew. This means that there is a likelihood that consumers will be without water at some point during the course of today, Wednesday, September 28, 2016, until further notice. Please therefore ensure that adequate amounts of water are stored at your homes for use until water services can be fully restored. And VINLEC has confirmed that it is ready to address the needs of Vincentians and is calling on persons to be prepared as well. Speaking with Communications Officer Tamara Job Sprott, she assured that the company is ready to address any damage that may occur to its distribution system and encourage the public to exercise caution during this time.
We are prepared. We have protocols that we usually follow for the passage of storms and hurricanes. We wanted to encourage the public to be safe. For us, safety is a priority. We want to let you know that it is important that you keep things as battery-powered radios and lanterns, non-perishable foods in stock, because in these instances of natural disasters, we're really not sure what would happen with our transmission and distribution network. As you're aware, most of it we have overhead lines. So we want persons to really be prepared for any eventuality. We want to let you know if you have to venture outdoors, that you are to stick clear of any sort of lines. You are also assume that lines and poles are energized, and you always stick clear of that. We have an emergency number that you can use. It's 456-1540. You can call us to report things like broken poles or downed power lines, if your meters have shifted off the walls and so on, and we'll respond naturally when it's safe to do so.
Sprott said that there are priority areas such as hospitals, the media and security forces that will get electricity restored if disconnected. She again emphasized that persons can contact the hotline number 4561540, that's 4561540, to address critical matters.
Never touch the lines. Sometimes people, in these instances would see things in the road and think that they may want to remove them to pass and so on. We encourage you not at all to touch any line, any pole that is down. You have to assume that it is live, that it has electricity, so you never really ought to do that. The thing that you must do is to call our emergency number 4561540, and you make that report and we will respond. There's another thing too, that the company has a position that we usually generate electricity until there's a natural trip or the power goes out naturally. We don't usually take it unless it is unsafe to continue generation. So we're really hoping for the best. We are prepared on our end as far as we can be, and we want to encourage the public to continue their preparation efforts and really to follow the instructions of the authorities.
The St. Vincent and the Grenadines Coast Guard Service said it received a report from one Eldon Ogario of the Goodwills Fisherman's Cooperative about a missing 20-foot blue and white pirogue named Divers with the registration number J8868K1 with a crew of 3. They are Andrew Batiste, James Batiste, and Lesworth Young. The vessel is said to have left from Kingston on Monday, September 26 to fish southwest of Kingston and was expected back at 6 p.m. the same day. However, it failed to return, and the owner, Lorenzo James, said he hasn't heard from any of the crew members. The local Coast Guard Service said the information has been passed on to the MRCC Trinidad, who is responsible for search and rescue in the southern section of the Caribbean. The information was also given to all local and regional radio stations, and a request was made for port checks to be done. Local port and harbor checks conducted by the local Coast Guard Service on Tuesday have yielded nothing, and a situation report sent to MRCC Trinidad requesting an aerial search. Now here's a look at the conditions in the areas across the country as Vincentians prepared for the incoming storm. Here's a look at the present weather conditions in Barbados, where, according to reports, is already feeling the effects of Tropical Storm Matthew.
Strong wind blowing through the palm trees in Barbados, a strong wind as well as rain coming through the island, and reports of wind picking up in Martinique as well. Some roads affected there. I was just looking on Twitter, Mark, and the islands are reporting trees down in some areas. So we're starting to see damage from a tropical storm that's only been in existence as a tropical storm for hours.